But the most important part of it is people will abuse that system. And if I allow that to happen for me, and the majority of folks do, it'll happen more and more and more and more. Hello everybody, welcome back to Commonwealth. Flipper, welcome to Virginia. Welcome to the Commonwealth cabin. Sales been ticking up, doing pretty good lately. But you know, whenever you see that uptick in sales, it seems like, to me anyways, you see the uptick in scammers. Got a couple stories to share today, and what I think is a surefire way, or at least something we should all do for each other, to keep those scammers down a little bit. First off, let me just say this, and not everybody agrees with this, and some of my best friends in reselling don't agree with this, but there are way too many people, in my estimation, that give partial refunds on items. There's certainly a time to give a partial refund, but if you know you're right and you know they're trying to get a partial refund and it's a plan, it's a scheme, I never ever do it. I'd rather eat the cost. So this Harley pocket watch case, eagle display, I'm not going to take it apart here. I could show you a picture if I can remember. Sometimes I don't, because I'm not in a place that has internet and I can't look it up for the video editing. But this right here was up the road at a sale that I was not going to go to. My dad said, no, you need to come up. I'm like, I do not have the time, but I'm coming. And this was probably one of the marquee items. There's another one that sold a little later in this video that came from that sale as well. And this one and that item right there paid for everything I bought, put me in the profit, and I bought a ton of stuff. This sold for $99.95 plus shipping. I had somebody the other day try like 3 different things to try to get money back, pay less, refund, whatever. I'll talk about that one today a little bit. This was from the basement sale. It's not in great condition. This is a good book, actually. You can see there's a little damage on it, and it's just not perfect. It was sitting in a basement for a long time. But whenever you do the Louis L'Amour stuff, the Sackett's stuff does better than most of it. And this one sold for $15.95 for shipping. So a couple of weeks ago, I think maybe 10 days, I don't know. It was a vintage t-shirt. I'm not going to tell you which kind. People look it up and harass folks and whatever. But it was an expensive one. It was vintage t-shirt. It was, I think I listed it for either $49.95, $44.95, something like that. And the person sent me a message, hey, I'll give you a 30 for it, or something like that. And I'm like, no, I don't think I'll do that. I said, I would do $39 on this thing. And they said, yeah, okay, we can do $39. And they wanted a shipping discount. You know, if the shipping seems a little high on this, could you refund me the shipping? I'm like, sure, whatever. It was a little high on a t-shirt, actually. It was $6.99. And so, you know, I wanted the sale. I did that. I went through the process. Ship the item out and get a message not long after. It's like, hey, this is a repop. You know, it's not a vintage shirt or whatever. And they didn't ask for anything. You know, they're just kind of fishing. They want to see who wants to solve a problem by sending money versus taking care of it in a different way. And that's the way I perceive this message. And I'm like, dude, I mean, it's a screen print. It's got the little number, you know, 1996 or something on it. It's on a made in the USA tag. This thing is vintage. You don't do repops. I mean, repops, you see screen prints and whatever. It just wasn't. And so I sent that message to him, and that was the end of that. No response, no whatever. I'm waiting for a negative feedback, but you know what? I'll take the negative feedback over somebody. I mean, we're talking, you know, and I pinch pennies, okay? So not a problem. And I don't mind people trying to get the best deal on something. But when it's just consecutive things and it's clear they're trying to get, in my opinion, they were trying to get a partial refund on this thing. And they put it out there before they've left negative feedback. And I'm just not going to deal with it. I'm like, hey, send it back. I'm like, it's real. It's vintage. If you don't like it, send it back. All those Black Rifle Coffee Company mugs we had were down to 3, y'all. And we're selling these for $20.95. And you won't have to hear me talk about them much longer because we only have 2 to go. $20.95 plus shipping. And you know, some of these times it's kind of hard to discern, which is why I think doing the prep in advance really helps on the back end to try to figure out what's going on. You know, I test every single VCR, DVD VCR combo, radios, cassette players, all that stuff's tested. And occasionally I make a mistake on it where something might be tested very quickly and it seems to be working, but there really is an issue. That happened with Sony Walkman not too long ago, if you remember. But a lot of times I'll get messages from folks like, oh, this doesn't work. And I'm like, man, I know it works. I listened to it. I remember turning it on. I remember plugging it in. I'm like, I just never offer a free return, or excuse me, I never offer a partial discount or a full discount without the item coming back. And a lot of times when those items do come back, I'll retest them and they do work. Which to me, you know, I don't understand it, to be perfectly honest with you. Maybe it's somebody who is fishing for that thing. They know they don't have to pay for the free return and whatever. So they're going to send it back. They're going to buy one from somebody else and keep trying this until it works. That's the only thing I can think of. Or they regretted to buy for some other reason. But lately, and I've said this before, lately 50% of the items that somebody wants to return, they never return. And, you know, I just think it's really bad practice to not make people return things unless you are very confident that they're not trying to scam you. And it's not because you don't want to give good customer service, you do. To me, a full return, including the money, is good customer service. My dad just came by to give me a bunch of stuff that, a lot of it's stuff you guys sent, so thank you. So I went in to grab this set of books right here. Made a conscious decision on this because some of these right here can go for really, really good money. And there's a certain brand name in here that some of them go for like $25 a piece. But I paid, I think, 50 cents each for them. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to sell them all together. I almost put them on Commons, actually. But they're all knife books. So I didn't. I put them out there for $100, which was a very good deal on these. There's probably $220 worth of books individually. I would normally sell those off individually and wait. But I decided this time, because of space, and we've got, as you see those trailers out there, we've got so much inventory. Just went to Florida, came back with massive amounts. I said, you know what? I paid like $7 for the lot of them or something. $100 plus shipping, sold quickly. I always hesitate to ask for scammer stories in the comments because, you know, it scares people off. There's going to be that kind of stuff, but it is not that much in comparison. And like I said, even the people that ask for a return, I think over the last year, maybe 60% of the items where people open a return, they actually get returned. And that number is going down lately. It just seems like somebody opens a return and it's like, they never sent it back. And that's fine. That's their prerogative. But I'm not going to, you know, refund money and just say, hey, keep it. If I know it's working, if I've tested it, I'm not going to do that. But the most important part of it is people will abuse that system. And if I allow that to happen for me, and the majority of folks do, it'll happen more and more and more and more. So I just think it's bad policy. You tell me if you agree or disagree. There are circumstances, of course, where I would do that. If there, you know, something breaks in transportation or something in transit, they show you pictures, you trust the person, you know, you can have dialogue with people and you can kind of feel them out a little bit, especially if you've been doing it a while. I will do it in certain cases where the mistake was mine, or I want to treat the buyer, who I think is being very honest, I want to treat them right. It's a really nice sale and something to look out for. This is made in India right here. It's a deer skin jacket, vintage, very good condition. And that one sold, and it sold fairly quickly, y'all. This one sold for $124.95 plus shipping. So again, tell me, don't you have to tell me any scams? You can, I suppose, down below. Maybe it's something for folks to look out for. I just don't want people to be scared of reselling because of that stuff. And when it happens, it really can hurt the bottom line. But tell me your policies down below. When will you send a partial refund? That's what I want to know. And are you reluctant to do it sometimes? Do you have to have a dialogue with a person before you trust them? Or do you always ask for a return no matter what? Tell us down below. And I just wanted to say I sold an item. I don't think I've shipped this yet. I can actually probably show you this one. All right, I take it back. I just asked Jess. Jess is in charge of Shop Commons and Dibdit shipping and all that stuff and listings and all that. And she already shipped these ties. So it was at a sale down in, where the heck was I at? I was in Myrtle Beach. I was at one of Turner's tournaments. And I went to a quick sale. And they had great deals on stuff. And they had a box of ties. And once I had figured out, I saw the box of ties, but once I had figured out the prices at this sale, then it opened it up to more things that I might possibly buy. There was literally a box of, I don't know how many ties. There was a bunch of them over there. And I'm like, how much for the box? And they're like, $5. I'm like, huh, okay. I don't have to dig through it. At $5, I'm going to buy that box. And I think I pulled 2 of them out of there without doing any research. I just looked at them and looked at how cool, you know, if this one looked cool, I'll pull this one out. I'll sell this one separately or whatever. And I pulled 2 of them out of there. And the rest of them I just left in there. And I sold them on Shop Commons. Bought the box for $5. I think we sold the box for $25. Plus shipping over on shopcommons.net. So that was an easy flip. Would not have bought it if it wasn't for Shop Commons, because there's a bunch of people over there who actually buy ties. Chernock sells a bunch of ties over there because that's what they sell. They've niched down to ties, and people keep coming back to them for ties, and they can sell them at top dollar. So hopefully whoever bought that, if you're listening, good luck on those. Sold another one of these toner cartridges. And are these going for 30? Yeah, these sold this particular toner cartridge sells for $29.99 plus shipping. That reminds me, I said something about Shop Commons earlier. Tuesday is our live selling day. From here on out, every Tuesday we're going to sell live lot auctions over there. Matter of fact, there was one person who bought, they sent me a couple of comps from a lot that I sold over there. And I knew this. I haven't actually told them, because I had a ton of people watching this. I sold a lot of jeans for like $100 and something, and it was a bunch. And I said, there are 2 pairs of jeans in here that will get all your money back and put you in the profit, and then everything else is pure profit. And I think they've sold both of the Sergio Valente jeans. They were in there. They were going to be slower sellers. They're junior sizes, but they were new old stock. And they bought them, and I think they've got $150 for those 2 pairs of jeans, and I have all those, and there was tons. That box was huge. So congratulations, and don't be afraid. If you buy something from me on Shop Commons, that's the point. That's the quick moving thing. Like if you bought those ties, send me a message. If you sold one of those ties for $25, I want to know about it, and that's what it's all about. It's moving things for me, and it's allowing me to free up the bandwidth to sell. So thank you for your purchases over there. Speaking of thank yous, this is a viewer sale. I did not have a ton of viewer sales when the store was on vacation mode when I was in Florida. But these are cool. Old Stephen Kings. They're not in great shape, but you know, the graphics on those old Stephen Kings are pretty good. These sold with a 5% off offer, $23.70 plus shipping. And they sold to Kelly. She says, hi Kevin, hope all is well with you and your family. I know you hear this a lot, but thanks for your continued help and education on various topics. Well, thank you. I don't hear more than, you know, I get a lot of criticism, but I appreciate it. I have a question for you. You pick up and sell a lot of Bibles. Other than looking up comps, are there certain things you look for when you buy them? Thanks again. Check out my store, Annabeth's Attic, if you're looking for Christmas items. Very cool. I am loaded, she says. Well, thank you, Kelly, Annabelle's Attics. We appreciate it. Yes, and I've said it a few times before, but you know, hardback Bibles aren't always good. However, there are exceptions to everything. You're looking for leather bound. You want to see something that's different about the Bible. Okay, you want to see something, maybe it has the tabs for the books. Maybe it has giant print. Maybe it's red letter. Maybe it's got commentaries in it. So, or maybe it's just something that you don't recognize after looking at a lot of Bibles. Something that's different. But those are the things that I look for. And, you know, you can feel condition a lot of times. You can just look at them and know if they're well made. And I don't know. I think that's my advice. You tell us down below, not you, Kelly, but everybody else, if there's something else you look for out there. Had a little slowdown in purse sales lately, and, well, a while back. Lately, they picked up just a little bit, which is really good because I picked up quite a few purses when I was down in Florida, like I did last year. This is a Dooney & Burke. Not perfect right there. You can see it's got a couple little issues on it, but really pretty good. That's a nice bag. That one was a good comp when I looked it up. I was a little surprised. $59.95 plus shipping. Hey, looking at this, it reminded me of something that I wanted to talk about. So on these sales right here, when you look, it used to show the person's how many feedback they have. Like if this was their first sale, used to show it on the home screen of your shipping or of your sales. And they don't show that anymore. And there's a reason behind everything, of course. So to me, that's eBay wanting to have, I think they have a lot of sellers who are afraid of scammers and stuff, and they don't want to sell to first-time buyers, second-time buyers, whatever. And they cancel those orders. And eBay, that's a bad experience for a buyer. And I don't blame them. I wouldn't want that either, right? I wouldn't want to encourage people to come to my site and have their very first experience be a bad one. That's bad for the long-term future of a platform. So they've removed that. I don't know that that's a good thing. I like to look at it, but it never affects me. If it's a first-time buyer, it's like, yeah, cool. We got a new buyer on the platform. That's a good thing. Just wanted to know if any of you noticed that. All right, I was selling vases, little like you'd use them at a wedding or something. Picked them up super cheap, and I was selling them one-off, and somebody came in and bought all of them. And I think they are packed up. I thought they were back here, but I think they are packed up because they're very fragile. Already pre-packed inside. So I'm going to show you a picture. The entire lot, they were $14.95 a piece. I think it sold for like $119 plus shipping, but I don't want to go dig it out. By the way, in reference to that, what I talked about earlier, the feedback rate, you can still find it. Just click on their name and you can do it. It's just one step away, and most people won't bother to look. This was something I picked up at a dollar sale, and I almost didn't pick them up because they weren't perfect, you know. Have this right here, but I thought, because these can sell, but they're also very slow sell-through rate. But I'm like, at a dollar, I couldn't resist. And I picked them up and we listed them, and they did sell. Even with that condition right there, they sold for $28.95 plus shipping. Little TV trays, you know, just like the little cartoon ones you used to have when we were kids. This was a nice little surprise pickup. I looked at it and I saw Rachel Ray, and I'm like, yeah, it might be worth 20 bucks. And they had a few bucks on it. I might have paid $5 because it is new. And I looked it up, and it sells for $30 plus shipping, and that's what this one sold for. Super easy to ship. Probably put it in a giant poly bag. We got some big ones down there. I a lot of times have some of those reluctant buys. This was another one that turned out to be okay. This was in a dollar box. It's poly pocket. I just couldn't leave it. And people would be like, why would you leave it? Well, it's not perfect. And when it's not perfect, you see these little flower knobs? Well, they don't have one there, they don't have one there. And so sometimes, you know, that just makes the sell-through rate so ridiculously slow on stuff. And this was over a year ago. And I paid $1, and it only sold for $12.95 plus shipping. So, you know, I guess I'm happy I picked it up because I'm going to make 10 bucks on it. But, boy, if I was back at that sale now, I would not have picked it up. Item that a lot of people pass up because they recognize holiday time. Obviously, it's a Walmart brand, and this box isn't in great shape, but what's inside is in perfect condition. This is a little Clydesdale horse with Santa. And the old, whenever you see the old style holiday living pepper stuff from Walmart, sometimes they're really good. Surprisingly, just generic blow-ups in this case. 6 foot, this is a big one. This one and another one I paid $34 total for 2. This one sold for $100 plus shipping. I know there's a lot of folks, even that watch this show, that don't pick up plush. I still pick up plush. I still make money on plush. Got to be careful which ones you pick up. This is a good one. Brother Bear can sell really, really well. And this has just been here for a couple of days. And this one has, this is a Disney Store exclusive, I believe. Yeah, there it is. Disney Store exclusive. And Brother Bear, like I said, if you get the right ones, can go for good money. And you pick stuff up like this for $1 or $2 or 50 cents sometimes in a big pile. This one sold for 40 bucks plus shipping. I want to announce a giveaway really quick here that was from a few videos back. And I think, was I wearing the one that had the Transformers lettering and G.I. Joe and all that? I think I was. And the winner is Bobby Sanchez. Been watching a long, long time. Thank you. And you won that t-shirt. Send me an email, commonwealthpicker@gmail.com. I'll connect you with the 80stees.com folks, and you can pick out your size and t-shirt, and they'll send it to you. That link is down below, code Commonwealth. You can get, I think it's 30% off plus shipping. It's that time of year that this stuff sells. Scooby-Doo keychains right here. And occasionally we have these on 30% off, but right now we're not running any sales. Sales have been going so well, but I'm about ready to bump it up because we've been listing so much, I'm running out of space. These do not sell for much, but little Scooby-Doo mini book keychain, $10.95 free shipping. Good timing, Turner. You brought in the pups, And you got one last Thanksgiving joke, maybe one more, I think, but probably just this last Thanksgiving joke. What do you got? Some Commonwealth comedy for us, buddy.
Why didn't the turkey eat dinner?
Why didn't the turkey eat dinner? I don't know.
Because he was already stuffed.
Thank you, bud.
Bye.
So another pair of safety gloves. I bought a few of these just because they're multi-quantity. They're not really good. You see them out there all the time. This kind of stuff you see at flea markets all the time. But I bought a bunch of other stuff from the guy, and he wanted me to buy some more, and it was great deals on the other stuff, so I did. $10. All right, Reagan, it's a little earlier than I normally film here today, so Reagan might be a little sleepy still. And we're missing our clipboard. I cannot find it anywhere. So you can't do the sticker thing, and there's no stickers on the back. So we got to look for that. Anyway, who are you thinking today?
Ivan, Mike, and Roman got poncho ornaments.
I'm going to stop you. That's Ivan, our buddy Ivan. It's Mike Camparelli, awesome guy. He's actually starting a YouTube channel. And Roman Adventures. Roman is a great dude, too. All three of you guys, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. And what else?
And then Carolyn and Jennifer both got black lights.
Both got black lights. So thank y'all very, very much. We appreciate it. There's no stickers, but you still got to say it.
Bye, and don't forget to get your stickers at CommonwealthBaker.com.
I haven't done that deal of the days that when I did it in a while. People love these when I pick them up. So I figured I would make this little frog where you put your little sponge. I might need to clean it up a little bit on the inside first, but I'll do that. I think I'm going to put this over on Dip It for deal of the day. I'll see what they're going for on eBay, and we'll lower the price and put them over there. And if I list that for $10, and you've never bought anything over there, you can use code Commonwealth and get $5 off. It's got to be a $10 order, though. But I don't know what they're currently going for right now. Here's an Apex. This is not my cup of tea, y'all. But occasionally I find something, you know. So this is an Apex sight bow for a bow, and it sold for $24.95 plus shipping. All right, so let me know if your sales are up and if your scammers are up or down. They're not that bad for me, I gotta be honest with you, but it does happen from time to time. And what are your policies you do, your best practices, if you will? Do you ever send that partial refund? Do you think anybody should send that partial refund? Is there ever a time to do it? I think there is. I just try to do it sparingly at most. So tell me all that in the comments below, and I can't wait to see you next time.